Hello, welcome to game 2 of my match against Mistgun. Let's take a look at our kingdom here. Victory points are coming from groundskeepers. So the goal is to get to a whole bunch of groundskeepers very, very quickly. Trashing is everywhere. Sewers, Way of the Goat, Recruiter, Miser won't come into play. Herbalist and Horse Trader, one of them will likely come into play. You want to be able to get big price points fairly quickly. So I'm not super happy about 4-3. I'd much rather have 3-4. I think I'm just going to start with the Horse Traders, though. Horse Traders Silver, maybe. Horse Traders Raise. The plus buy is good, and it'll guarantee most likely that I hit 5 to get the Recruiter. The silver will be nice just with the plus buy. I'll be able to get more stuff, get fishermen. Although it's hard to get fishermen with horse traders in play. I wonder if that means I should just open like fisherman silver and use herbalist for the plus buy. I think I'm going to go with horse traders silver, and then the plan will be to get a sewers, get a recruiter, get rid of my estates, and man, but if I'm using fishermen for money, which I'm mostly going to be doing, then if I'm using fishermen for most of my money, then I want to be using herbalist for my plus buy probably. Although horse trader is also herbalist is also cost 2 an action in the card, so I've got to get a village, buy a village to play the herbalist and gain the thing. So I'm back on the horse traders here. After some circuitous thinking. I think this is going to be a silver. Again, the goal is just to spike big price point early. Be able to pick up my recruiter here. The thing that's nice about Scavenger is if I draw it on turn 3, I can almost certainly get the recruiter on top and then play the recruiter like turn 4 or something. So this is sewers. The idea being once I draw my recruiter, I can play sewers with it. Sorry, I'm pouring myself a glass of water. This will be a mountain village. I'm going to need village effect, and it will be able to get my recruiter out of the discard pile. So I feel like this has gone terribly wrong for me. They opened silver raise, horse traders raise. They got to play horse trader turn 3. They have to play the raise turn 4 by the sewers. So they're a little bit thinner than me. And I gained a village. Yeah, so we were equal until turn 5. This turn 6 shuffle, though, is pretty atrocious. So that's going to be a problem. Scavenger, mountain village. With Way of the Goat, I'm just going to get mountain village. And hopefully draw an estate here that I can trash, so I don't have to trash the silver to keep the turn alive. But I feel like hitting 4, both of these recruiter and horse traders missing my second shuffle is really, really bad for my chances at winning this game. And that draw also really, really bad for my chances of winning the game. Wow. So I can just trash 2 coppers, buy a 4 cost, or I can trash a silver and a copper, and then I'll still only have 4 money then? This is rough. Okay, well, 4 money. I'm going to start in on the fisherman. Yeah, so these couple shuffles have not been good for me. Maybe the raise opening was better than the silver. I'm not sure. They're just all the way thin here. Okay, taking the recruiter, drawing here. Oh, I can trash another copper. Sure, now I can pull back horse traders, discard 2. I've got 4 now. So this is good. I've trashed 4. Got some good stuff going. I can get another village now. I can go ahead and get like a raise and an herbalist. The idea being to... The herbalist does nothing for me, right? So scavenger does a little bit of something. Non-terminal payload, and I can top deck the recruiter. And ideally, I get to a point where I have no treasures left in the deck. The horse traders is the last card I play. I buy fisherman recruiter that requires 3 more trashes. So I'm gonna click on scavenger now. As awkward as that sounds. I'm really hoping to use my recruiters to trash these estates and not, like, I could mountain village trash both estates here, but that feels pretty bad. Yeah, unfortunately, their draws have been better so far, and they feel ahead here. I have 1 extra village, 1 extra scavenger at this point, and a bunch of extra junk cards. I guess they're deciding whether or not to buy a... Sorry, I paused there. I guess they're deciding whether or not to trash another copper. Here, probably buy mountain village. Yeah. Okay, this worked out well. And here I'm going to trash the copper. Sure. So I'm going to play the scavenger, discard the deck, and top deck a village. Also, just top deck a... I don't need a top deck. So I'll top deck a village, discard 2. Okay, so close to fulfilling my goal of being all the way trashed. Do I need to get another village here or just buy a fisherman? I think I'm just going to buy a fisherman. I'm starting to believe a little bit in the miser from the beginning, although it's turned up. My deck's been really slow, but that is, I feel, less my fault than the deck's part. This will get me to 7, which gets me groundskeeper herbalist next turn. My goal is to try to get rid of all my starting cards. I still have coppers in the deck somehow. I know how, but if I can get rid of all of my treasures, then horse traders becomes no downside, and then I can pick up fishermen. And obviously, once I start adding estates and stuff back in, I should be trashing those roughly at the rate they come in with recruiter. That's the plan, at least, is to get a bunch of groundskeepers, and then buy estates and then trash them to recruiters. In which case I don't need as many actions as one might normally need in this kind of setup. Okay, so kill 2 coppers here. Top deck fisherman. So this is 6 money again. What did they buy? They bought a gold. I don't understand why you would buy a gold here. I don't understand at all. Okay. So it's 6 money either way. So save the villager. I can just buy a groundskeeper now. Instead of buying gold to buy more groundskeepers at once. I guess. I still have an estate, a copper and a silver. I have 2 buys. I'm thinking about at some point buying Mountain Village Herbalist, but at this point I think I'm just going to buy a groundskeeper. You can play horse traders, then draw back with Mountain Village, but that requires a somewhat significant amount of overdraw, which I do not have. The gold also doesn't seem to fit well with the horse traders and my my fisherman plan, which I can't do this turn because I still have 3 stop cards, but I'm probably going to recruit the silver next turn. Play the fisherman first. Mountain Village. Okay, play the recruiter. Get rid of this copper. Play the fisherman. Okay, so I can not do the thing. I can grounds. What can I do? I can horse traders to draw with the groundskeeper. If I draw the scavenger, I can play it. Continue. Okay, so this was the best possible world then. I still have the silver on top. I can buy fisherman, buy groundskeeper. I now have 8 effective, 10 effective pickled with the silver if I can overdraw it. More likely 8 effective. And my plan, I actually have to trash something to this recruiter. So potentially pick up a recruiter, potentially pick up another groundskeeper and a fisherman here, or even start to consider picking up that herbalist as giving me the 3rd buy, which is going to be nice. And then I can use the 3rd buy and start picking up random estates as well, which will enable me to have something to eat with my recruiter, something to recruit with my recruiter, something to consign, press gang. That's a fairly archaic term, but judging by the picture, they're not really near the water. Hard to say. So they've got 8 and 2 buys, but again, they've got the silver in the discard pile. The gold feels quite awkward for me in my deck. I basically don't want any treasures at all. I'm even thinking about getting rid of my silver. I don't know what their other discarded card is. I guess it is another silver. So like they discarded 5 money to get a plus buy. Sorry, 4 money to get 3 money and a plus buy. So they've paid 1 money for a plus buy, which not super inspiring here. We'll see if they go for an herbalist. I think they need to keep pace on the groundskeepers. They've got to start on the groundskeepers now. Fisherman. Yeah, fisherman at 5 feels pretty sad. It's basically just a poacher at this point. Okay, so I can play a Mountain Village. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this silver. And no need to trash anything else. Okay, sweet. So, they got, what, Fisherman, Harbinger. So they're not getting groundskeepers at all. If I want to get... I can't play my recruiter next turn, right? So I think I'm going to get groundskeeper, herbalist. I may potentially, for the plus buy, I may potentially play recruiter to trash a fisherman next turn for draw. And then look to be buying like groundskeeper, fisherman, herbalist next turn under best circumstances. I can also discard recruiter to horse traders if need be. So what are my stop cards? I've got 2 stop cards: scavenger, horse traders, recruiter, Herbalist. So all my other cards should draw +1 card. So all my other cards should draw +1 card. The Herbalist here can top deck the gold to let you Fisherman. Okay, so they got Fisherman, and it's got to be Groundskeeper, right? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 stop cards. So I just play all my cantrips, draw deck, play Herbalist, Scavenger, Horse Traders, buy, discard the Recruiter. Then I can't buy a Fisherman, which is better than rather play the Fisherman this turn and buy Groundskeeper, Estate, Raise or something. Okay, Fisherman. Okay, so if I Horse Traders, discard Recruiter, Herbalist, play the Scavenger to top deck the Recruiter, then Mountain Village the Herbalist to hand. Is that how Scavenger works? I almost never play with Scavenger. It's a quite awkward card. Okay, top decking the Recruiter. I'm Mountain Villaging the Herbalist, and now I've got the Herbalist. Okay, sweet. So Fisherman, Estate, Groundskeeper. I now have 10 money, so I can potentially double Groundskeeper on one of these turns. So drew the Estate, which is quite nice. So I have 4 Groundskeepers to their 1. So they seem to be in a lot of trouble here. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I've not been tracking their deck as closely as I've been tracking mine, obviously. The gold, maybe it was just the gold. The extra gold and silver were missteps here, possibly. And they may say, oh, their draws were terrible, which, you know, that can happen, and that could be the answer. But the problem is they're discarding 2 silvers with Horse Traders. It's like if that silver was a Fisherman, or that gold was a Groundskeeper or Fisherman, then you can play it every turn reliably. Okay, they just get two of those. Okay, I'm just going to draw for a bit. Okay, so here I can recruit the estates. No trash. Is there a way I can save a villager? Doesn't seem like it. Just play all the things in order. Okay, so I have 4 Groundskeepers. They have 3. If I buy Fisherman, Groundskeeper, Estate here, they can buy 2 Groundskeepers, and then my next turn I'm just buying 3 Estates, and I have a somewhat insurmountable victory point lead. If I buy 2 Groundskeepers here, they will probably get the last Groundskeeper and like an Herbalist themselves next turn, and I'm up by like a half a turn, except I've already got green. So I'm buying Groundskeeper, Fisherman, Groundskeeper, Estate. If they go double Groundskeeper, then they've got 6. No, they've just got 5. So we've got the same number of Groundskeepers, and I've got a big lead in VP. And an extra buy still. So Fisherman, Estate, Groundskeeper. Again, my dead cards are the same: Horse Traders, Herbalist, Scavenger, Recruiter, Estate. So if I play all my cantrips, I will eventually see the Estate in the hand with the Recruiter. I don't have to play the Recruiter as dead draw at any point. So this turn I think the plan is to buy Fisherman, double Estate. And I'm not seeing how they catch up without any more plus buy. Go ahead and play this. No trash. Okay, so Fisherman, double Estate. Yeah. I was just basically had it almost essentially a golden deck, I think. Not quite with that, but was able to get my deck state into its final state and just a turn or two ahead. So good game there. Happy to win that one. And we move to game 3.